Today, I want to talk about some secret stuff that, well, not necessarily secret, but the things that will make you successful. And before we get into that, this is one of the things I'm going to do this month. I got to get it all written up, but I'm going to give maybe 30, 40 people the chance to work exclusively with me this month on their business, getting business credit, the whole nine. Once I get that together, I'll let you guys know and give you a link to get onto it in the application process that I will put in place for this. All right, so let me go ahead and explain to you one of the things I'm doing. Like, one of the things is, can you make a lot of money with organic traffic? Yes, you can. But here's the problem with organic traffic, and this is why I have the money management system. Organic traffic is like this. It's up and down, it's up and down, it's up and down. And if your audience changes on you, which is what happened with my main YouTube channel, I've got more people, before I started monkeying around, had more people watching me, but less people buying. Because I had moved into, let's call it a degenerative audience. This is a group of people who seriously want to be entertained. They want drama and stuff like that. They're not really interested in building their business. Which leads me to the new thing I'm doing. Like at the moment, I'm running ads. And the first time I ran ads, once again, I will just tell you from the top, to run ads successfully, you must have a successful creative, then you must have a successful landing page, then you must have a successful opt-in thing. All of those three things must work. If you have a successful ad, which is what we did, but this landing page didn't work, you're not going to get any results. So you have the successful ad, the successful landing page, and the successful opt-in. And this is and there's something else that I'm getting ready to do that's going to kick off sometime this month. But I've noticed something. This week, I was on the phone. I talked to a surgeon, a dentist, a high-level executive, an engineer, and these people actually jumped into the program. And these people had high credit scores. I would say 750 was the lowest credit score, up to 805. And this is the thing I've noticed between these professional people with good credit scores, I'm gonna cook here, is they showed up early. I didn't have to chase them down. And when I would message them, hey, we're gonna have to call, because this is one of the processes that you have to do to get people on the phone. You have to message them an hour before, then message them 10 minutes. And literally every time I message them, I go, yes, I'll be there. Yes, I'll be there. So these high level executives actually were not hard to get on the phone. They were not hard to have a conversation. They saw the value in the program. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the issues. I've had a lot of people who were not fit for the program, because the way that I've got it set up is you go through, and I'll put a link and show you what I'm doing. The people go through the program, and there's a questionnaire, because if they don't fill out all the questions, I'll cancel the call. And there are people with very, very low credit scores. And one of the things I have noticed this week is these are the hardest people to get on the phone. So let's go ahead and talk about the easy people to get on the phone. The surgeon, the dentist, the executive, the engineer. These are highly educated people. They've gotten results in their life. They're very easy to get on the phone. They're very easy to talk to. Let's go over here. People with low credit scores. Like literally, I've gotten to the point where I can predict with a 90% accuracy rate who's going to show up and who's not going to show up. And typically the people with the lower credit scores or the challenged credit scores, because here's the thing. If you have a credit score of 620, you have issues with your credit report. There's late payment, there's something wrong. There's something derogatory in your credit report, because typically if you have good credit, and let's say you're overextended on your credit, you use your credits to the max, the lowest your credit score should be like a 700 or maybe a 685, 695. But when you dip in the 620s or the 5 something, there is something wrong with your credit report. And these people, what I've understood and what I've dealt with, they're the hardest people to get on the phone. So what am I doing here? There's a correlation between behavior and success. Everyone's looking for that successful tactic that they can do where they can just go ahead and do this tactic and they're going to be assured of success. Let me tell you a story. Years and years ago, I was homeless. Years and years ago, I lived in the boarding house. But one of the things that I kept about myself was my promptness. If I had an appointment, I would usually be 15 minutes early, even during the dark days. And I used to go to this place that was called Labor Ready, where they would send you out on these day jobs and you work that day and you would get paid that day. And they sent me to this warehouse job, house of Mrs. Dupree. And I went in there and they told me to do things a certain kind of way, right? And it's like, we want the boxes stacked this way, do it this way. And I just sat there and I figured out a better way to do it. So I did it. I didn't do it the way they told me to do it. I did it the way that I thought I should do it, which was faster and more efficient. And when they came out and saw what I had done to the warehouse, because literally I was doing 3 times the work of people who came before me, doing it my way versus following their system. And the lady, Mrs. Dupree, she comes out and she looks and she says, "God bless you." And I actually ended up staying on that job like 8 months. So the message I want to put to you guys is your behavior is what will make you successful, not a tactic, not a snap your fingers scheme. It's your behavior. And I'm starting to see a correlation between who I get on the phone, who I talk to, and the people that I have the hardest times to talk to. I'll tell you a story. There was a guy who called, he put on there, he had a 585 credit score, which let me know his credit report was challenged. And I talked to him and, come to find out this guy was a day trader and he had like $25,000 in his day trading account, which he was very reluctant to touch because he likes trading. But literally he had the cash money on hand to start his landscaping business, to repair his credit. And, I told him, it's like, look, we do it. And I was really harsh to him because this man was 44 years old. He had child support issues. I saw his credit reports. He had all kinds of issues on his credit reports. Fortunately for him, his child support issues were not on his credit report. So this is something that could be fixed, but it will require him to show a different level of discipline. It will require him to actually act and behave differently. And he didn't want to do that. Essentially, I don't have my phone on me, or I would read out the text because he was very sure. He's like, "I want to get your phone number." And he would be a problem customer because his behavior, the man is 44 years old. He's got a credit score of 585. He doesn't, he's got all these issues and he's looking for some snap your fingers tactic that's going to solve all of his issues, right? It's just not going to happen. And this is something I'm beginning to see over and over and over again. There's a guy, I should link his videos because I don't think he gets enough attention. I should link his videos under this video because this guy in 2024 is making $600 per day, but he's working like 2 jobs. Now, here's the thing. Once again, what's the message that I want you guys to get? It's about your behavior. It's about your behavior. So this man is making $12,000 per month because he's willing to put in the work. His behavior is different. And this is why he has money. But right now, if you don't believe me, you can go to TikTok and you will see a bunch of people crying about the price of rent, crying about the price of food, crying about the price of gas, crying about car prices. And essentially, they want these prices to come down. There was this guy who did a video talking about the economy, how people couldn't pay their bills. And I was just going through reading the angry comments about how people want the economy to crash. Because essentially, these people don't want to step up. They don't want to change their behavior. They don't want to change their behavior, but they want the world to bow down to them and they want the world to come to them. And like, I'm seeing this correlation. I saw it in the car rental business. The nastiest, filthiest people were the ones I had the most issues out of. They would keep the car, they wouldn't pay, they wouldn't communicate. And I'm seeing this same correlation here with people. I'm seeing this correlation with people that if they don't, because this is one of the things I'm seeing, that people don't want to change their behavior. They want the best that the world has to offer. They want the best life. They want the best job. They want the best woman or man, but they don't want to change their behavior. They just don't want to change their behavior. And this is something that I have seen to be to my benefit, even when I was poor, even when I was homeless, even when I was living in that boarding house. This has become something very, very valuable for me to become successful. It was my behavior. It wasn't something special. It wasn't some secret hack. It was having a direct and corresponding behavior that reflected quite well on me. Whatever job I went out on from labor ready, I would do it to the best of my ability. I don't care if it was a shitty job. I would do it to the best of my ability. And this is something that has served me well, because when I left having a job and started my own business, I had those habits of doing things to the best of my ability. And those habits have served me extremely, extremely well. But once again, people do not want to change their behavior. And right now we have a bunch of people who are crying about, because let me go ahead and just tell you something. The price of houses is not going to crash anytime soon. And the price of cars, that's going to be modulated. Like, let's talk about the price of cars. Fortunately for me, when I had the car rental business, I was able to sell the majority of those cars when prices were still high. And I still have 2 cars that are in the repair shop that they can't seem to fix. So out of 31 cars, I was able to sell 29. And I would say I sold 24 at the top of the market. And the other 4, I actually had to take some very large losses. And then I had cars that were stolen. But essentially, you know, right now, and I'll say this, you have people on YouTube who are blatantly lying to you about how easy the car rental business is. They're just straight up lying to you. But why are they lying? Because they want to get that YouTube money. So anytime you're watching someone on YouTube who doesn't have alternate and reliable different sources of income, be very aware of the information that they're giving to you. On my other channel, I posted a video about an upgrade who went through the same exact things I went through on Turo. Same exact things. It's on the main channel. So one of the things that you have to understand is you've got to have the proper behavior to be successful. It's not a hack. It's not a trick. And like, once again, like this month, I already know it's going to be a challenge with the phone calls, because number one, essentially we're running a real, like the ad that I had worked really well on YouTube. It's working really well on Facebook, and it's drawing people in who want this money, but they're not qualified to get the money because they have a low credit score and they more likely have some other issues. And this is one of the things that I consistently see. Behavior will dictate your success. Dictate your success in your job, dictate your success with women, dictate your success with your children. Behavior. And this is very, very important, because literally I got a whole bunch of people who want to start a business, but they have bad behavior. They can't keep appointments on time. They can't manage their money. They can't manage their credit. And this person thinks that they're going to be able to be the head of an organization that serves people well. What is the thing I consistently tell you guys? Get your personal money straight before you start a business. I consistently say that, but people, once again, listening to the internet hustlers, listening to the people like 2 years ago, my bank account was negative. In 2 years, I became a multimillionaire. 100% straight up lying to you to make you think that I don't have to change my financial behavior. I don't have to change anything. I can become very, very rich being a person with bad money habits. And it's just simply not true. It's just simply not true. And if you're here at the New Hustlers Kung Fu, you should be a person that's willing to do the work. I don't tell you guys to quit your job to start a business. I say, keep your job, get your money straight, and start your business on your spare time until the business gets to the point where it gives you the option to quit your job. I'll tell you a story. This comes from the storage auction days. I had a guy by the name of Morris, And Morris sent me this email. Today I got laid off. I say, oh, I'm sorry to hear. He said, don't be. Morris had bought my storage auction book. He had gotten in the storage auction business. He was doing that for about 1.5 years before he got laid off. But because he had built up the storage auction business, now he was in the position where he was going to get unemployment, he was going to get the severance package, and he was going to have more time to go to storage auctions. And last time I checked with Morris, he had literally tripled his income in 90 days from getting laid off of his job. Tripled his income, and then he had this extra money coming in that he just blew it on his wife. So once again, you must get your personal finances together. This is something that I have to keep screaming and preaching, because people feel, you know, there's a rap song, throw it in the bag. Price don't matter, just throw it in the bag. And that type of mentality is going to keep you internally poor for the rest of your life. So you must go ahead, because once again, I'm seeing this correlation because I'm a person that sees patterns. And one of the things that I'm going to suggest to my ads guy is we give people something who qualify. And we got to word it a certain way, because essentially we will have every bum and clown signing up for appointments and they won't be qualified. And we will have to say anyone that has a qualified situation, that we will give them something. And why? Because running ads is quite expensive. Like, I'll go ahead and give you some numbers. Like, let's say I had something that cost $100 that I would give people who showed up for a qualified appointment, right? And let's say I was spending $250 a day on ads. So let's say I spent the $250 and I had 8 people show up, right? 8 people show up, and that's $1,000, $1,050, right? But let's say out of the 8 people that show up, I'm able to sell to 4 of them. And let's go ahead and say that I sell to them and I make 8,000. So we subtract 1,000 from 8,000, that leaves a positive of 7,000. Because this is one of the things, because this is one of the reasons that you don't see a lot of videos about, you see a lot of videos talking about you can run ads for yourself. And I'm here to tell you, like, I've hired 2 ad people, both of them really good. The first one was to run the YouTube ads where we were working some stuff, but we had some problems with the landing page. And the second one runs Facebook ads. The Facebook ads, we're getting 3 appointments per day, most days. Some days we don't get appointments, but this will work itself out next month. And this is the thing. People will tell you, just run ads, just run ads. You cannot just start running ads. It's not that simple. You must actually have the proper setup to run ads successfully, where you're actually covering the cost of your ads, covering the cost you pay the people to run your ads, and still making a profit. This is the things you have to do. And this is some of the stuff that we're going to get into with the new training. Once I go ahead and get that together, I'll put this out and let you guys know. I'm at the process of reactivating an old email list. It's very interesting, the things you go through as a business owner. But once again, your behavior is everything. And if you are a person who shows up on time, keeps your word, if you make an appointment, you show up early, this is going to be in your favor for you being successful in the long term. So that's all I got for you guys. Be sure to go ahead and watch some additional videos. And there's like 14 videos. This will be the 15th video on this channel. Watch all of the videos. Go sit through and watch all the videos. Like maybe you let them play when you're vacuuming and stuff. Watch all of the videos, because there's value in here for you, because I'm building this YouTube channel totally different than I built the last YouTube channel. So go ahead, watch all the videos, and be on the lookout for once we go ahead and put this process out of the things that we're going to do to actually make it better for you in the future. So be on the lookout for that. All right, that's all I got for you guys. I'll talk to you in the next one. Be sure to watch the videos. There's going to be a link here. Watch this video, watch this video. Be sure to watch these videos.